included in this tournament are 4 of the world's top bantamweights who will battle in a 2-round single elimination tournament to see who might very well be the best at 118 pounds. Now, we're going to start with 2 semifinal matches, and that, of course, will be held on December 11th at 9 p.m. shown on Showtime, of course, at 9 p.m. Pacific and Eastern Time. And the winners of those 2 fights will then meet each other for the championship of the tournament. The first man I want to introduce from the Bronx, New York, by way of Accra, Ghana. He's the former IBF Bantamweight champion. He is an exciting fighter who has a record of 27-2 with 22 KOs. Please help me welcome Joseph King Kong Agbeko. Vic the Raging Bull Darchinyan. Abner Yonnhy Perez. And there they are for picture taking and now the architect of this tournament, as he is the architect of all things that happen at Showtime Sports, is a gentleman who has given Showtime Sports a very diverse and appealing profile, one that appeals not only to boxing fans, but also fans of mixed martial arts, football, and auto racing. And he's made this a very exciting time to be at Showtime Sports, something that's a great privilege for me. And so I want to introduce him. He is the Executive Vice President and General Manager of Showtime Sports. Please help me welcome Mr. Ken Hirschman.
Thank you, Al. I want to thank the press for coming out, and obviously the promoters and fighters for participating in this amazing series of fights. Our promise to our subscribers has always been very simple, and I believe very strongly in keeping it simple. Just put the best fights on possible and let the fans enjoy it. And I think with this tournament, you have 4 of the top 118-pounders in the world, and I don't think there's a bad matchup in the bunch. When we looked at the various configurations, you couldn't think of where you'd want it to go. And that, to me, is exactly what you want. You don't know going into that fight who's going to win, who's not going to win, and everyone gets 2 shots, and then I think we'll be able to proclaim an undisputed champion in this weight category. You know, why tournaments? And I've been asked that a lot lately, especially in light of some of the hiccups we've had with the Super 6. And no, I'm not crazy or some kind of masochist, but I do believe that the sport of boxing is a tremendous sport by itself. But I think when you overlay tournament-style rules to this sport, it becomes even that much more thrilling. And obviously for our subscribers, keeping things innovative, keeping it new, keeping it fresh is what we're after. So, you know, we tried to do a Super 6 with this. 2 of the fighters that we wanted didn't want to participate in that style. That was fine, because I think what we're left with is actually an even more compelling concept. 2 events, 4 fights, and we'll know who's the top guy.
Yes, my name's Alan Hopper, Vice President of Public Relations, Don King Productions. Don couldn't be here with us today. I know I'm a cheap substitute, but I know a lot about the fighter, Joseph King Kong Agbeko. I happened to be up north in 2007 at Arco Arena in Sacramento when a pretty much unknown guy came in to face a tough-as-nails Nicaraguan named Luis El Demoledor Perez. He had been the IBF Bantamweight champion since 2003. Joseph knocked him out and sent him to the hospital. That's how he catapulted himself onto this stage. Later, in his career-defining fight, he met this wonderful fighter, Vic the Raging Bull Darchinyan. Always going to be a good promotion with Vic, a lot of back and forth talking. We had the Florida Commission that used Showtime's clock, and there was an extra minute in a round, and in that round, Vic knocked Joseph down, and it was just a wonderful fight, and Joseph was fortunate enough to come out with the victory there. And then we had the fight here at the Thriller, Halloween Thriller on Halloween night at Treasure Island in Las Vegas, where Yonnhy Perez met Joseph. And long story short, in that fight, Yonnhy Perez had a great game plan. I give him everything. In the 10th round, there was a terrible headbutt, if you recall. Referee didn't see it, called a knockdown to Joseph, and Joseph feels like he has some unfinished business because we will never know what happened if he hadn't suffered that terrible headbutt.
You know, it's a tournament where you're not going to meet just any other fighter, but you're going to meet the best bantamweight in the world. And I feel happy, to participate in this tournament. To prove to the world that I'm the best bantamweight. You cannot just be the 15th contender to call yourself the best bantamweight, but you have to beat the best to become the best. And as me being by the first boxer to come and stand in front of the media to talk, really shows that I'm going to be the best out of the best. Thank you very much.
You know, Alan Hopper said about the extra minute. All I can say about that is my father, who passed away in March, was the timekeeper, except I told him to do that every round, not just one round. But Agbeko fought a great fight, and Darchinyan was Batoon. He had concrete between his ears, didn't listen to his corner, and I believe he cost himself the fight. But Yonnhy Perez, coming off of Team Thompson and Team Gary Shaw, finished the unfinished work of Vic Darchinyan by finishing Agbeko off. Vic Darchinyan is, I would assume, the oldest fighter on the stage, the one with the most experience, the one with the, I think I'm the oldest promoter. I don't know, Ken, I haven't, it's close. But everybody knows on Showtime Vic Darchinyan. And they know how he thinks, and they know when they go see a Darchinyan fight, he comes to fight every single time. He's never in a dull fight. I want to tell you how confident I am in Vic Darchinyan. This fight is going to Mexico. I told Vic, don't worry. You are the best in the tournament. He said, do you really believe that? I said, I believe it so much, I called up Jose Suleiman. We're going to have a Mexican referee, 3 Mexican judges, a Mexican timekeeper, and I know you'll win.
I respect all 3 guys here now. You can see. They want to be one of the best in bantamweight. That's why here. They want to fight in a tournament. 2 other guys is not involved. It's Donner and Montiel. Why? Because they don't want to be involved. They know some of the guys can beat them. They don't want to be in a tournament. But it's not fair. They have belts. They should split them and give to us, to winner, you know. And thanks again for putting this show. I'm very happy for this tournament. I will be good prepared and physically, always I'm physically prepared. For me, important to be mentally prepared. And I will be. And I'm happy I'm fighting in Mexico. I know my style is a Mexican style. I like guys who coming for fight, not coming just things around, just run out, you know, coming for show. How they strong, good, and coming to win the fight. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go for knockout. If knockouts happen, it's happen. If it didn't happen, everyone can see. I try for go to knockout. And I think Mexican gonna love my style. They're gonna see I'm coming for war, I'm coming for fight. My style gonna suit them. And I believe so. I'm gonna have good support, and from Mexico too. And all the luck to win over the tournament. Best of luck, and best of luck to me. And I honest with you, I don't believe luck. I don't never pray for that. It's all about you, how good you prepare, how good you're training. I will be prepared good, and you will see I'm coming for war. Thank you very much, and thanks to my team, all Armenians. Thank you.
We have a Super 4. It would have been a Super 6, but Montiel and Nonito down there didn't want to be part of it, as we heard from Gary Shaw, you know. I know they're going to be doing a lot of talking about this tournament not being a real super tournament because they're not in it, but like Darchinyan said, they didn't want to be part of it, and they didn't want to face, you know, any of us. So just with that said, you know, going back to my fight, it's an honor. It's an honor to fight Vic Darchinyan. I got nothing but respect for him because he has been all the Mexican fighters he has faced. He has been all the name fighters. But here I am. I'm a Mexican fighter too. And well, he's going to have to face me in Mexico. Gary Shaw says that there's going to be a Mexican referee, a Mexican judge, Mexican timer, and Mexican people. And thank you. I guess that's my Christmas present. I appreciate that. My birthday present, because my birthday's on the 28th of November. So thank you, Gary. Thank you.
Wait a second, I'm a promoter, I was lying.
Sabemos de que sí quedaron algunos 118 muy buenos por fuera. Esto no quiere decir de que gane este torneo. Es el mejor 118 del torneo, pero no de la división.
He knows that some of the guys that are in the 118-pound division, where some of them didn't want to be in this tournament, but he believes that the best are in this tournament, and you'll see it at the end of this tournament.
Ahorita de mi parte quiero decirle a José Agbeko, todos saben quién es José Agbeko, un gran peleador, me parece muy buena persona, y quiero decirle de que ese día invitarlo a que le demostremos a la gente lo que es cátedra de boxeo, no que lo que pasó en la primera pelea, que hubieron algunos cabezazos, algunas cosas. Yo pienso de que mejor que le mostremos boxeo limpio, que sí lo tenemos.
He just wants to tell Joseph Agbeko, first of all, he's a great fighter, a great person, and that we're going to do this again. We're going to fight in Mexico. It's going to come down to a clean fight, no controversy with the headbutts, the low blows, and we're going to show the people another great fight.
Right here.
Steve Kim, Max Boxing. Vic, my question is, I asked you this before. Your first foray at bantamweight was not that successful. What do you remember about it, and were there any mistakes made in terms of your preparation in making 118?
Only my mistake is I was just going for knockout. I was not thinking on that fight. All the time, remember my fight, what I did, first round, second round. About that fight, I can't remember anything. When its headbutts come from first round, I'm not saying it's Agbeko's mistake. Of course, it's my mistake. If I let him headbutt me, it's my mistake. And I was not thinking all the fight. And fight go wrong, and I couldn't recover. I just going for knockout. And it's not going to happen. If I do that again, it means I'm not good. That's all, you know. Like, I'm supposed to be not lose my experience. I'm very experienced, and I can use my experience, not let anyone headbutt me.
My first fight with Yonnhy Perez, Yonnhy Perez himself know I wasn't, fit for that fight, and everybody that watched the fight, you know, they've seen me a couple of times, and they know I wasn't on my best performance, and this time I'm gonna come very, very prepared, and he's gonna prove to me again if he still has that strength to face me. So I'm gonna train very, very well, and I'm gonna be on my top shape.
You know, the one thing that was common in both the Agbeko Darchinyan fight and the Agbeko Yonnhy Perez fight were headbutts. And that's the first time that Darchinyan, I believe, took 44 stitches against Agbeko, and Yonnhy Perez got all cut up against Agbeko. So we got to hope that Agbeko learns and fights with his gloves this time and not with his head. That's right.
I guess there's no rebuttal to that. All right, is there another question here? Unless you'd like to rebut. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, I don't headbutt. You know, my fight with Darchinyan's head was coming on me, and that was why you had a headbutt. And my fight with Yonnhy Perez, he gave me a very heavy headbutt. That was when I stopped at the 10th round.
Shame on Vic and shame on Yonnhy.
Hi. Oh.
I'm not looking for excuse. That's why I said it's my fault. I'll let you headbutt me. I'm not looking for excuse. It's my fault.
Get the guy with the big books. Hope you draw checks.
All right. There we go.
I'll take money.
Up on top, television.